Hello everyone. We want to wish you a very happy new year. You know, the new year is the time of new beginnings, and Paramhansa Yogananda often talked about using this time of year to review what has been working for us and what hasn't been working for us, to look at our habits, to look at the attitudes that we have, to look at the various things that may be holding us back from achieving our own highest potential, and then to change our habits. I would suggest, from long personal experience, not to take on too many new changes all at once. I've often joked that the best time to buy exercise equipment is around April, which is when everyone who has made the New Year's resolution to exercise and has gotten some piece of equipment to do that has given up their habit and is now ready to sell that piece of equipment. Well, let's not be those flash bang wonders of two-day exercise. Let's stick with our changes. And so I would suggest that you pick just one or two things that you want to change. Just to decide on that, try to go into stillness, into meditation, and don't just pick something superficial. Pick something, a pattern that has been holding you back, and then see how you can change that, and then commit to doing that, and hold that commitment for at least a month, better 2 months. And if you can hold that commitment of the new positive habit for a period of time, then it will become the norm and the old habit will drop away and cease to bother you. But the new year is not only about changing our physical habits, it's really much more about changing the habits of thought, the habits of attitude, and especially the habits of our spiritual life. So use this new time, the new year, as the time to make those changes that you've been knowing that you should make, but perhaps reluctant to make. And then I would just end by saying, do it with love and joy. Don't be grim about new things. You won't learn your lessons that way. Joy is the solution, not the reward, as Swami Kriyananda often said, meaning that if we do things with joy, then that solves our problems. Whereas if we do things grimly, waiting until we somehow accomplish what we're after and expect joy as the reward, it just doesn't work that way. So live in joy, make the changes with joy, and have a very joyous and joyful new year.
Happy New Year to you. You know, this new year, 2020, is a very significant time. This marks the 100th anniversary of Paramhansa Yogananda coming to the West to begin his world mission. A friend of mine was saying it's a little misleading because you think perhaps that Master came to the West to do a mission in the West. Well, no, he had to come to the West. And he arrived actually September 1920 on the ship, the City of Sparta, which landed in Boston Harbor. But he had to come to the West because his mission was to unite the East and the West. If he had only stayed in the East, he could not have accomplished that great global mission that he brought. So in this coming year, in this new year of 2020, let's each of us think, I am a follower of Yogananda's teachings. He made this incredible effort to come to the shores of the West, to translate the teachings of the ancient wisdom of yoga and the Vedic philosophy for Westerners to understand. And he came, try to think, he came for you and me. He didn't come for people in a different era because his teachings are alive. His teachings are as live today as they will be 1,000 years from now because they're based on eternal truths. So in this coming year, try to think, how can I honor what he brought to the West? How can I honor what he brought to me? And what did he bring to us? He brought to us a vision of world brotherhood, of seeing people of all races, all nationalities, all religious creeds, seeing them as our brothers and sisters, not seeing divisiveness, not thinking of, as he put it, us four and no more, or my country and that's all. We need to be global citizens as he was. He brought a vision of world brotherhood and global unity. He also brought the message of applying willpower and energy to achieve success in all that we do. Whatever happens in the outward world, if there's instability or economic uncertainty, Master lived in the West during the Great Depression of the 1930s, and he was able, through his magnetism and willpower, to succeed in everything he did. So let's approach this 2020 with the thought of success through using the God-given gifts of concentration, willpower, magnetism, determination. And finally, Master came to bring us the teachings of meditation and particularly Kriya Yoga. So in 2020, let's make a special effort, shall we, to really say, no matter if we're a beginner on the path, no matter if we're just working towards Kriya, no matter if we've done Kriya been doing it for 30 years, let's make an effort in 2020 to recommit ourselves to our spiritual life, to go deeper in our meditations. And in this way, we will enhance the celebrations that will be happening throughout the world of Ananda to celebrate Masters coming to 100 years of coming to the West. So God bless you and have a very, very fulfilling, joyous 2020.